What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 Ram 2500 Power Wagon. Huge thank you to Erica Ramsey over at Koons, Tysons, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Power Wagon or any Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram product, I'll be sure to have Erica's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. It is cold, breezy, and the sun is on its way down, so I'm going to try to finish this part of the video as fast as I can while still giving you all the necessary information that you want and need. So like usual, first I'm going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2024 Ram 2500 Power Wagon. And this particular one has been painted in the optional $295 billet silver metallic exterior paint. One thing I wanted to say at the beginning of this video is that the Power Wagon is only available in the crew cab 6.4 box 4x4 configuration. There is no other configuration you can get the Power Wagon in. I figured I might throw that in there for those of you who are looking at a Power Wagon but didn't necessarily know that information. So this particular one's been optioned with the $9,005 level 2 equipment group, and with that level 2 equipment group option, you get this sport performance hood. And on the sides of the hood is where you will find your 2500 HD badging, as well as these non-functional vents. So these vents here are non-functional. This air scoop up here is also non-functional, but it looks like it'd be pretty easy to remove that satin black backing plate on the inside of the hood. It might be pretty easy to remove that, and then you get a little bit more cooling with that backing plate gone. But anyways, this is the sport performance hood. You get basically the faux vents. It looks pretty cool, but again, none of it is functional. But again, this one's been optioned with the level 2 equipment group, and with the level 2 equipment group optioned, you get the bi-function LED projector headlights with automatic high beams, but as standard, you get LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and LED fog lights. Now, taking a step back, let's take in the entire front end of the Power Wagon. I'm not sure how I feel about the vertical grille, but other than that, I think this is a very beefy looking truck. It looks like it's ready to tackle the terrain that you can throw at it, but I feel like it needs a little bit bigger of a tire setup. But again, we'll move into that as we progress along in the video. I'm jumping the gun like I normally do. But basically what makes the Power Wagon is this satin black vertical bar style grille and the black grille surround, excuse me. Then at the center of your grille, you get to that metallic gray Ram lettering. And then at the center of the A, you can see you get that camera right there. So this vehicle has been optioned with the $2,195 towing technology group, which gives you this front camera that works with your 360-degree view camera system. So with that in mind, a couple other things I wanted to go over is that with the Power Wagon as standard, you get a black steel bumper as well as these 2 recovery hooks that are on either side of your Warren winch. So speaking of the Warren winch, again, with the level 2 equipment group, you get this front electric Warren winch. You can see it's down in there. If you wanted to control the Warren winch, you would basically plug in your controller by lifting this thing up right here, plug that in, and then you would be able to use the winch with that. And then you would put the hook for the winch about right there, and that's how it would sit. But stepping back just a little bit, as standard with the Power Wagon, you get 6 forward-facing sensors. So a couple things I wanted to mention up here at the front end while we were up here, I guess, is that you do get skid plates as standard with the Power Wagon, and basically those skid plates help to protect your transfer case and your fuel tank. A couple other things that I thought were pretty cool that you may be interested in, you know, if you were going to actually take this thing off-road, is that you do get a Articulink front suspension. I'll put on screen what that does. And then you also get a front disconnecting stabilizer bar as well as 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Another thing also is that you also do get locking front and rear axles by the push of a button on the interior as well as standard. But moving on from there, you can see you get these satin black fender flares, and then also with the Power Wagon, you do get performance tuned shocks up here, and then you also get rain sensing wipers with the level 2 equipment group. But these are the standard and the only wheels you can get with the Power Wagon, and they are a 17-inch satin black wheel, and they are wrapped in 285/70 Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack tires. Again, like I was mentioning a little bit ago in the video, I do think that the Power Wagon should come standard with some beefier tires, you know, bigger tires. But anyways, moving on from there, I'm gonna split these side view mirrors in two. So I'm basically gonna tell you what you get as standard with the Power Wagon, and then I'm going to tell you the options that this vehicle has pertaining to the side view mirrors. So as standard, you get satin black side view mirrors with integrated turn signals, and again, also as standard, they are heated, and you get a puddle light located about right there, and those basically help you see what is on the sides of your vehicles at night. But again, this vehicle has been pretty well loaded up. So this one has the level 2 equipment group, and with the level 2 equipment group here on your side view mirrors, you get the power folding function. You also get the telescoping function. Both side view mirrors are auto dimming. You get memory functions with your side view mirrors, so you get two memory seat functions. So not only does it memorize your driver seat settings, it will also memorize your side view mirror settings, again, when you opt for the level 2 equipment group. And then you also get the utility lights, both front and rear, which I'll show you the front on screen right now, and now I'll show you the rear on screen right now. And then last but not least, you also get the power convex mirrors right here that are also heated, and they do move up, down, and side to side. They are just not auto dimming. And then a couple other options, believe it or not, that this vehicle has here on the side. This has the tow technology group, and with the tow technology group, you get the blind spot monitoring on the upper left hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right hand side of your passenger side mirror over there. And then you also get this side view camera that works with your 360 degree view camera system. So the 360 cam also again comes a part of the towing technology group. And then last but not least, this also has been optioned with the $1,490 tow technology group plus, which gives you these side cameras on both sides of your side view mirrors. That is basically to help you when you're towing a large load. Basically, you can pop up the side view cameras right here, and it gives you a view. Let's say if you're going into a tight tunnel or something like that, basically gives you just another eye for your trailer. Anyways, taking a step back, here's a little side profile shot of this thing. I love the Power Wagon graphics that you get with the Power Wagon. I think they look pretty sweet. But one thing I wanted to mention is that you do get clearance lights as standard with this vehicle, and then above where the passenger sits is where you'll find your satin black shark fin antenna, and I do believe the antenna above where the driver sits is for your Sirius XM. But now, side profile shot, you get black window trim at the bottom of your side view windows. And then with the level 2 equipment group, you get body color door handles with keyless access, whereas standard with the Power Wagon, you get black door handles. And then you get the black RAM lettering on your front 2 doors only. And then at the bottom of all of your passenger doors, you get that gloss black paint. Looks awesome, just like the TRX I did a video with just a little bit ago. That actually you had to pay for the two-tone, whereas with the Power Wagon, this black paint does come standard. And then you also do get a nice little black pinstripe above that that also comes standard. Just a nice little accent in my opinion. And then working my way to the bed, you can see you get this sick Power Wagon badging. I think this is an absolute must. You can do the stripe delete, which is what this is here, for free. However, if you're going to get a Power Wagon, I recommend you keep that because it lets everybody know that it's a Power Wagon. Otherwise, if you don't have that, it really kind of just looks like either a Rebel or just a regular 2500 with some nice tires on it. So in my opinion, if you're getting the Power Wagon, you should leave that. But again, I'm sorry, there's so many options on this vehicle, but up top here, again, this vehicle has been optioned with the towing technology group. And with that group, you get the center stoplight with the cargo camera. So the cargo camera is located at the center of that stoplight. But again, this vehicle's been optioned with the level 2 equipment group, which gives you the rear view camera mirror camera, which is right there, basically showing you the digital rear view mirror on screen. So that is the camera for the digital rear view mirror. And then also with the level 2 equipment group, you get a power sliding rear window. Now, taking a step back, here's a rear 3/4 shot of the Power Wagon, but just like the front, here at the rear, you also get performance tuned rear shocks. So this is what it looks like back here. You got your suspension setup back there. That is what that looks like. Here's another view of the suspension setup here for those interested. Fully boxed frame, by the way. And then opening this up, I did gloss over this. You do get your filler neck down in there. Coming to the back as standard, you get LED taillights. You also get a dampened tailgate as standard, which I'll show you here in a minute, but you also get your black Ram lettering, your black Power Wagon lettering. You get your backup camera located right here. And then if you press on that, you got your dampened tailgate that does drop. The dampened tailgate does come standard with the Power Wagon. But before I move into what we got going on in the bed, you got your backup camera that comes standard, and then you also get your light back here that also does come standard with the Power Wagon. But taking a look at what we got going on here in the cargo area, basically you get these tie down hooks at all four corners. So you get 4 of these, but then you also get 4 of these cleats in all 4 corners as well. And then on the driver's side of your bed, you get a 115 volt household power outlet. That is what that looks like down in there. Those are the only 2 cargo lights that you get here in the bed area. Other than that, there are no more cargo lights. But closing this back up, I'm gonna make sure I don't squish the dealer tag. Closing that back up, a couple things that I wanted to go over while we were back here is that the spray and bed liner is a $600 option. I did gloss over that, but again, spray and bed liner, 600 bucks. Coming back, you get a powder coated black rear bumper. I don't know if this one is metal, but the front one is. Then you get 4 integrated parking sensors as standard as well. A couple things spec wise that I thought you might be interested in is that you do get a 410 locking rear axle. So 410 axle ratio. The rear axle is also electronic locking. With the level 2 equipment group, you get the electronic on the fly transfer case. All you got to do is push a button and it'll put you into 4-wheel drive low or 4-wheel drive high. And then a couple other specs that I'm going to finish off the exterior with is that you get a max payload capacity of 3,140 pounds and a max tow capacity of 14,760 pounds. So while this isn't necessarily built for towing, you can tow a pretty dang big boat. You can tow a pretty dang big trailer. So if you got a couple drag cars, you get a couple Camaro ZL1s, a Viper, a Demon, stuff like that, and you want something that looks great but is still a gas-powered truck, then you might want to look into getting this. But if you want a little bit more capability when it comes to towing, you might want to look into a diesel. But with all that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 6.4 liter Hemi V8 that makes 410 horsepower and 429 pound-feet of torque, and it is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. I'm trying to get you a view of what this motor looks like. So here's a view of the motor on this side, plus it's warm down in here so my hands feel better. Here's another view of what we got going on down in here. That's a closer view of what that is, and that's kind of about it for that. 0 to 60, who really cares on a truck like this? And then when it comes to fuel economy, these aren't rated, so I don't really have any fuel economy numbers. If there are real world fuel economy numbers from Power Wagon owners, let everybody know, prospective buyers know in the comments down below. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. I just hit 21,000 subscribers this morning. So thank you to each and every one of my current supporters. I truly do appreciate you. I see you in the comments, and I know who all of my, loyal supporters are. I can see them in the comments in every video, so I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. All right, moving on into the interior, you do get keyless access. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle by pressing on that button right there, and now you can hear the vehicle is locked. I did want to walk you through a couple of the functions on the key fob. So you have your unlock and your lock functions, you have your tailgate drop function, your remote start function, and your panic function. If you wanted to remote start the vehicle, all you got to do is press this button twice and the vehicle will fire up. And that is what it sounds like when it fires up. But I know as soon as I open this door, it's going to turn off. I guess it didn't want to tune now, but I know it is low on fuel. So what I'm going to do, okay, it's low on fuel. So I'm not going to push the issue because it almost didn't want to start up right there. But basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you throughout this interior. Normally, I will go through the different options, but this vehicle has so many options on it. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the timestamp of the window sticker on screen later on in the video. So you can take a look at the window sticker as I'm walking throughout this vehicle, but there's just so many options. Daylight's going out. I don't want to do it how I normally do it, so I do apologize about that, but you can take a look at the window sticker and it's going to tell you everything that I would have told you. But to make this thing quick, up top here, you get some leather wrapping, you get some gray trim, you get some leather, you get some more gray trim, you get a satin, or excuse me, you get like a black chrome door handle, 2 memory seat adjustment settings. These are for your lights on the back side of your mirror. That's for the front side of your mirror. This is to adjust the bottom mirror right there, that button right there. And then this is to push the mirrors out. So that is for your telescoping side view mirrors. Here are your side view mirror settings. That is to power fold in your side view mirrors. You get automatic up and down windows in the front. You do not get automatic up or down windows in the back. That is to restrict your passenger window privileges. You get your unlock and your lock functions. You get a leather wrapped armrest that's nicely padded with some accent colored stitching. You got a spot you can set a phone, some storage space, 2 cup holders. You get a speaker up top there. You also get a speaker down here as well. This is what your seats look like. You can see you get that Power Wagon pushed into the seat back. It looks great. These headrests also move forwards and backwards till you find your comfortable position. And then I do believe you get power front seats. So stepping on into the interior, this is what the interior looks like. So you do get a 12-inch digital gauge cluster as well as a 12-inch Uconnect 5 infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. But I'm going to get into that here in a second. Over here, you have an HVAC vent. These are your headlight controls. All the way to the right is headlights automatic. That is headlights on. That is your daytime running lights on. And then that is headlights off. That is your fog lights on. That is your cargo lights on. This is to brighten and or dim your ambient lighting. And then this is to brighten and or dim your gauge cluster as well as your backlit buttons. Over here, you see these buttons? This little rocker switch. Basically, you can bring the pedals towards you by pushing right here. Or you can push the pedals away from you by pushing right there. This right here, if you pull back on that, is basically to move the steering wheel up and down. So you get a tilting steering wheel. I can't do it with 2 hands, but anyways, the steering wheel moves up and down. Now, let's take a listen to our turn signal. Okay, it doesn't want to do the turn signal right now. But anyways, zoom in back out. You get a leather wrapped steering wheel. The steering wheel is also heated and you have your horn at the center. So let's take a listen to the horn. That is what the horn sounds like on the Power Wagon. On this side of the steering wheel, you have your tuning controls. And then on the back side of this side of the steering wheel, you have your volume controls. Now, coming back out, again, this is a 12-inch digital gauge cluster. And to control your 12-inch digital gauge cluster, you have these 4 arrows, this OK button, and then that button right there, all to control that gauge cluster. And then on this side of the screen, one second, I do believe you have your cruise control settings. So your cruise control settings are on this side of the steering wheel. And then this gear limit button is basically when you're towing, you can limit, let's say you only want the vehicle to go up to 5th gear because you're towing something up a mountain or something. You can set the gear limit to 5th gear and then it's not going to upshift past 5th gear. So that is what these buttons do here. Now let's move into our gauge cluster. So up top here, you can see it says Power Wagon. You can actually change what you see up top there as well as throughout pretty much the entire screen. But this is what it normally looks like. So you got your tachometer over there. You got your digital speedometer readout. You got your analog speedometer over there. You got your fuel range and your fuel gauge. That is your odometer. You got your transmission status stuff there. And then this is your coolant temperature gauge. Now to go throughout this screen, you have these controls here. So when I click to the right, this is your analog screen. And then this is your digital screen. Basically, it's got your tack that goes across like that now. But clicking down, this is going to bring you into your driver info screen, your driver assistance stuff. And this is your vehicle information screen. So you see your fuel economy stuff. You got your gauge summary, oil summary, tire pressure stuff, and your engine hours. Clicking down one more time, this is going to bring you into your trip A and your trip B information. Clicking this one more time, you got your navigation stuff. It's going to put the navigation throughout the screen there. Clicking down one more, then you got your vehicle dynamics stuff. You get your pitch and roll stuff. Clicking down one more, you got your trailer tow stuff. You get your trailer trip, your trailer brake. Then you got your audio stuff. Then you got your messages, your settings. So basically you can set the screen how you want it to be. You can adjust what's up top there. You can adjust where the Power Wagon is. You can adjust the compass. You can do the display style, and then so on and so forth. You get a ton of adjustability there. And then clicking back one more time is going to bring you into this screen. Up top here, you get some leather wrapping. You get speaker there, and a speaker over there. This is the Harman Kardon sound system. It sounds great, by the way. Then you get some leather wrapping for your A-pillar here. You get some leather wrapping for the A-pillar on that side as well. Over here, you got your push button, start button. And then this is your rotary dial gear shifter. And then this is your sway bar disconnect. This is 2-wheel drive, and then you get your 4 high and 4 low. Again, with the level 2 equipment group, you do get the electronic shift on the fly transfer case, so that is what these 2 buttons here do. That is to put you into true neutral if you're going to be flat towing this vehicle behind an RV. Then this is your axle unlock button, and then this is to lock the front and the rear axles. This is to lock the rear axle only, and then this is your axle unlock button. One thing that's kind of interesting to me is that the Power Wagon has a locking front axle, whereas the Ram TRX does not get a locking front axle. Interesting. And then up top here, you get a 12-volt power outlet, HVAC vent, another HVAC vent over there, and then this is your 12-inch Uconnect 5 infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. However, with the level 2 equipment group, you get the built-in navigation. So just thought I might point that out. And then over here, you have all of your physical buttons. So you got your temperature controls, you get your mode button, your fan speed controls, you get your auto button right there. And then over here, temperature controls. You get your front defroster, your rear defroster, your AC button, and your recirculating button. I apologize that those are not on. Now they might be illuminated a little bit. Then you get your lane keep assist button there. You get your hazard button there. This is what your climate control system looks like as at right now. It's on the climate screen. Then you get your physical volume knob, get your physical tuning control knob. That is to turn the screen off. This is to mute the screen. And now I'm gonna fire the vehicle up, and now I'm gonna basically walk you throughout the vehicle. One thing about this truck is take a look at this turning radius. It is insanely good for a vehicle like this. This turning radius should not be so good, but it is insanely good. And that is just something that is crazy to me, is just how good the turning radius is, because for a truck of this size, it should not be so agile, maybe is the word, maybe not. But I just wanted to move it to this spot because it's giving me a better fuel range here because of the way that the truck is sitting. But anyways, you also see, now you can see all those controls, screen off button, and then coming down just a little bit more, basically this is your integrated trailer brake controller. This is your trailer steering. So basically you can twist this to this way, you can twist this to this way, and basically, you know, the trailer is going to turn itself for you. You know what I'm saying? So the vehicle is going to turn you when you're backing up a trailer, is basically what I'm trying to say. It basically does what Ford does. And let's see, what package does that come a part of? I'm not 100% sure. That comes a part of the towing technology group. Then you get your hill descent control button, you get your tow haul mode, you get your front and rear sensor off buttons there. That is to turn your traction control system on or off. You get 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, an auxiliary jack, a spot you could set a phone. You also have a spot you could set a phone down in there as well. You get 2 cup holders here. You can slide this backwards and you get more storage space down under here. And then down under here, you get a 115 volt household power outlet, which I'll try to get on screen if I can get my phone. So I'll show you what that looks like. You get a household power outlet down there. And then that's about it for that. I'm gonna close that back up, bring this back out. Storage space in here, coin holders. Then get this Power Wagon badge right here. Same thing you kind of see on the TRX, except it says Power Wagon. All of this is leather wrapped and padded. 12 volt power, or excuse me, USB-A port down in there. Opening this up one more time, you get all of this stuff that I would never use, but if you were a contractor, maybe you would. Then you get a ton of storage space down in there. Closing that back up, you get this Power Wagon thing over here. It says the power, the torque, the vehicle weight rating, combined vehicle weight, combined weight rating, all of that stuff over there. I'll try to get you a better view of what that says. And then this glove box opens up, and then you get a lockable lower glove box, good amount of storage space down in there. I'm gonna close that back up. OPU panel over there for the passenger on the A-pillar, OPU panel over here for the driver. And then a part of the level 2 equipment group, you get this digital rear view mirror. This is what the digital rear view mirror looks like. So you can turn it on, you can turn it off. So I can flip that forward, I can bring that back, and if I click this, now it's split mirror. So that is what that looks like. I do believe that this split mirror is for the camera that is on your side view mirror. I'm gonna check that right now. Yep, see? So this camera right here is what is on screen right now. So basically I'm gonna cover it with my finger so you can see. When you're going to, you know, tight tunnels and stuff like that, you basically get a better view of your trailer. Click that button one more time. It's just gonna bring you back into your regular digital rear view mirror. Then you can adjust the brightness of this. You can adjust the orientation down. You can adjust the orientation up. You can adjust it to the left. You can adjust it to the right. Then you can move it rotation wise. Then you can zoom out. You can zoom in. And then you can adjust the brightness of it. But let's say you like the spec on this vehicle, but you just can't stand the digital rear view mirror. Well, I got a solution for you. All you have to do is push forward on that, and now it's just going to behave like a regular auto dimming rear view mirror looks. I mean, you can see just like a regular auto dimming rear view mirror. Personally, for me, I like the digital rear view mirror. Up top here, spot you can set your sunglasses. This is for your power sliding rear window that comes a part of the level 2 equipment group. And then this vehicle has also been optioned with the $1,195 power sunroof, and these are your power sunroof controls. You can tilt the sunroof, and then you can also slide the sunroof. The shade right here is manual opening and closing. With the level 2 equipment group, you get the universal garage door opener. So if you own a house with 3 different garage bays, you can open up those 3 different garage bays individually. Opening this up, also part of the level 2 equipment group, you get these vanity lights. So you get the vanity mirror and the vanity lights. You get a spot right here, you can set any paper product. And then this slides forwards and backwards to your liking. And then a little bit of storage space here. I'm not sure if you can see, but you can fit some stuff down in there. Same thing goes for this side as well. You get some storage space here. And that kind of about does it for what we got going on in these front seats. I guess I could show you, if you're a bigger guy, which I'm 5'9", let's see how far you can move this seat back. So I think you could be very comfortable in these seats, even as a taller person. Me being 5'9", I feel very comfortable. I have like a ton of adjustability here. The only thing I wish I had was a tilting or a telescoping steering wheel that would come towards me. But it doesn't have that. But really, it's kind of in a good position, so I don't really need to complain about that. But other than that, that's kind of about it for what we got going on, you know, up here. So now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You can take a look at all of the different options that this vehicle had. Normally, I'll go between those different options individually as I, you know, point them out. But because the sun's going down and because we don't have much daylight left, I figured I might just do it this way. So you can read over everything, but basically I'm just gonna highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2024 2500 Power Wagon is spec'd is $89,765. However, this one is selling 10K under MSRP, so this one's selling for like 79 and some change. I don't know the exact price, I just know that it said 79 instead of 89. So that's kind of about it for what we got going on here in these front seats. So I want to show you what we got going on in these rear seats before taking this thing on a drive. So this is what the rear seats look like, the rear door panel, excuse me. You can see the window does go all the way down. You just have to hold it all the way down, but it goes all the way down. Then you get a spot, you could set a phone or, you know, something small, a little bit more storage space down there. You get one speaker on the door. And then this is what your rear seats look like. That is what the seats look like. You can fold up this seat, and then you get some fold flat storage space. You can fold this piece out right here, and you can see basically that's going to be a flat piece of storage, but because the floor mats are back here, I can't do that. Opening this thing up, you get the RAM box, quite a bit of depth down in there. I'd say you probably get 10 inches of depth. Then you also get a nice little light right here to shine and illuminate this area. Pretty cool, nice little touch. Now this B-pillar poop handle is actually very useful for me to step in and out. Speaker up top here. You get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. You get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat as well. Then you get 2 cup holders here. You get a spot you can set a phone. You get 2 USB-C ports. You get 2 USB-A ports. You get heated outboard second row seats with 3 levels of adjustability. And then last but not least, down here you get a 115 volt household power outlet. I'm not sure how well that's going to pick up on camera, but you also get 2 HVAC vents. You get a center fold down armrest here. I'm going to throw all this stuff out of the way. So again, this thing has so many options, they just can't put them everywhere. Center fold down armrest, 2 cup holders, and then you get your nicely padded armrest right there. I am 5'9". I've got plenty of leg and knee room. I've got plenty of headroom, as you may be able to tell. I would give you another view. I guess that's a view of my leg and knee room. This is a truck, guys, you know, tons of space in here. And then you get a dome light, and that kind of about concludes it for what we got going on here in the interior. So, you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of the Power Wagon. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. You just get very subtle engine noise in here. Not as loud as I would have expected it to be. On a startup, this thing sounds really, really good, but I almost feel like it needs an exhaust. It needs to be just a little bit louder. But for a 2500 level truck, it is very well insulated from the outside world. Now, granted, it does ride like a 2500 truck, you know what I'm saying? It just does. I do want to show you, or I want to see actually for myself, the split camera view and what that looks like. So they actually do a pretty good job at meshing those 2 cameras together for your trailer and stuff like that. Excuse me. But this thing has got plenty of power. It's got plenty of get up and go. If you got a trailer you got to tow, this thing will tow it. So it is pretty capable, but again, it's not really necessarily, you know, made to tow per se. It's made to be an off-road vehicle, you know, believe it or not, how heavy this thing is. It's made to do some overlanding and stuff. And I've seen people take these things on some pretty serious trails that you wouldn't expect a vehicle like this to be able to go on. So these things are pretty impressive. I'm like almost, no, I was gonna say these are almost more capable than a TRX, but in certain aspects they are, because you get the locking front axle on this, whereas on the TRX you don't get the locking front axle, whereas I believe on the Raptor R you do get a locking front axle. So, you know, I would have expected to see a locking axle on a front axle on the TRX, but it doesn't have one. This one does. So in its own right, this is more capable than the TRX, again, in certain aspects of things. Love the digital gauge cluster. The infotainment system works very well. Very intuitive. I think, in my opinion, it's very easy to use. You get all your shortcut buttons at the bottom of the screen. You can go in between your different vehicle buttons, basically your camera system, your media stuff. I mean, it's very easy to use, you know what I'm saying? So very nice riding vehicle. The brakes are actually surprisingly good as well. Like, this thing's coming to a stop quicker than I would have expected it to. Here's another little acceleration. Give it 50% throttle. Very quick for a truck. It is very quick. It does do, you know, the solid front axle characteristic where it does like to wander, but if you've ever driven, you know, a vehicle like this, you know what that's like. Now we're just going to do just a regular on-ramp acceleration. I'm not going to go crazy, just something that you would normally do, you know, if this was your truck. I know some of you guys are, I would normally floor it. Just bear with me. We're gonna see what RPM this cruises at about 70. So let's see. With that 8-speed, man, it's able to get the RPMs, you know, relatively low. Let's see what about 70. You're at about 2,000 RPM ish, 2,100. But again, just keep in mind, you do have a 410 rear axle ratio. Take a listen to what it sounds like cruising at about 68. So it is pretty well insulated from the outside world. You know, you could definitely use this as a daily, but just keep in mind, it does ride like a heavy duty truck. You know what I'm saying? You are gonna feel the bumps. Like, I just got out of a TRX. I'm gonna have to get out of this lane here. I just got out of a TRX, and I gotta say, the TRX definitely has a better suspension. Oh my God, did you see that? That was like a single person accident. That person ran right into the guardrail. They must have been on their phone or drunk or something. But anyway, yeah, this thing rides like a heavy duty truck. You know, it's bouncy. It's like, it's what you would expect on a truck like this. You know what I'm saying? But I think this thing looks great. I think it's very capable. I think it's got more than enough power. I think it's comfortable. The seats are comfortable. It's just a great truck, you know what I'm saying? If you want something that can tow, but you also want something that's going to go off-road, I do know a lot of people that have had one of these and they've gone into a TRX, but then they want to go back into one of these. That guy did not want to let me in the lane. I'm gonna see 6.4, get me right where I need to go. Power-wise, it's got that torque, you know what I'm saying? Just that little jumpy torque to get you where you need to go. So torque, great. Power, great. Yeah, so like I was mentioning, I've seen people in the RAM TRX forums go from a Power Wagon to a TRX, and only a few of them, they go back to the Power Wagon. They say they miss the capability of the Power Wagon towing wise. They say they miss just the Power Wagon in general. So for me, if I was in between the two, it's TRX for me. Power Wagon is cheaper than the TRX now. TRX prices have gone up like crazy from 2021 to 2024, like considerably. So that's a big consideration. But if you're looking at a used TRX or a new Power Wagon, for me personally, I do the TRX just because I love a supercharged V8. They're not going to be making those much longer. They might not even be making this much longer with the V8, but I can tell you they are killing the TRX. So for me, it is TRX. I love a supercharged V8. I love just a fast truck that makes no sense. So that is why I would choose the TRX over the Power Wagon. But you know, if you're going to be towing often, you're going to be throwing a lot of stuff in the bed, that is where you might want to swing for the Power Wagon. Fuel economy, I don't know which one's better, because I know on the window sticker, the TRX shows you a fuel economy figure. This does not show you a fuel economy figure. So you know, those are just a couple different configurations. You're going to be towing, you're going to be throwing stuff in the bed. You might want to look into getting this because the TRX squats pretty hard when you're towing stuff. But if you want something that's just fun and you're gonna have a good time and it's a toy, then the TRX might be the truck for you. Man, the turning radius on this is insanely good. Like, you would not expect the turning radius to be so good on this truck, but it is. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. Again, I put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, so I really appreciate it if you would help me get to the next level, help me reach my goals. Take a second, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button. The likes and comments in particular look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, which helps me grow. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.